Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, third grade. My name is Mrs. Nix, and I am so excited to be here with you and support you as you become amazing thinkers, readers, and writers. I was just reading this one. It's called Good Grief, Third Grade. Have you ever had to be a part of a group and maybe work with someone that you weren't that excited to be working with? Then you'd want to read this one. Marcia had thought that this was going to be a fantastic grade. Third grade was going to be the year. And then she got partnered up with Roger, not her favorite friend. But you know what? It's super fun and super enjoyable, and I'm sure that it will make you laugh. So check it out, your local library, or check on Sora. All right, boys and girls, good morning. So let's get started this morning. I want to warm up our big, strong brains. We're going to look at some high frequency words, and I have three things we're going to go through today. One, we're going to look at the long vowels. We're going to look at long I and long U and some of the different spellings that are with that. We're going to go through and we're going to look at plural nouns where we're changing the Y to an I and adding ES. And then we're going to look at some antonyms. All right, are you ready to get started? Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's go with our high frequency words, starting here. Read them with me. So we've got done, each, don't, eat, down, ate, draw, even, drink, and every. Perfect. So, boys and girls, high frequency words are those words that you're going to come across often in your reading and your writing. And so as you've looked at these words today, if there's one or two in here and you think to yourself, you know what, I don't know how to spell that one that well, then I want you to write it down on a piece of paper and practice it this week. You are responsible for your learning success, so make sure that you're setting yourself up to be successful. Today I want us to look at these two words, don't and eat. So don't is a contraction. Do you remember what two words make up the word don't? That's right, do not. And then eat, E-A-T, eat. That's just something that we like to eat, right? Okay, so let's look and see what sentences these two words can fit. Help me out. So please, worry about it. What would go there? Please eat, worry about it? That doesn't make sense. How about please don't or do not worry about it? We don't want you to worry, right? And don't forget to your vegetables. That's right. Don't forget to eat your vegetables. It's very important that you are eating healthy. Nice job. Okay, boys and girls, I want us to go through and I want to talk about the spelling patterns for the long I and the long U. Now there's a couple of things that go with them. And I want to make sure that we're talking about our sounds. We have to be able to hear them and we have to be able to read them and write them. So we have the long I, so that I'm going to listen for it, like in the middle of the, or at the end of the word by. Do you hear that long I? Okay. And the long I says I, like in the middle of spider. Then I have my long U. My cube card reminds me that the long U says you, like at the end of clue, or in the middle of the word music. Do you hear that long U sound? That's good. Now let's look at how we can spell some of those. Let's go through and talk about it. So here are my long I spellings. So I have I by itself, like in kind, we looked at that yesterday, and idea. All right, idea, just says I, long I. We have the long I spelled I-E, like in lie and in pie. Something that I love to eat, especially in this time of year, right? And then I-G-H. Let's look down here. We did thigh yesterday, but let's look here. I'd, might. Very good. And then let's look at I blank E like in life. And do you see it here? Hike. Nice. And then our final one with the long E sound, it's long I, sorry. Long I sound like in sky and in try. Nicely done. Let's look over at our long U spellings. So we have several different ones here. So we have U, just with a U, like in unit and in music. Music. Do you see it? Just a U. Good job. Then we have hue, and then you know what, boys and girls? You guys are so smart. You caught me. I said that this had to do with color, and that was UE. I did that wrong. This is EW, and this means chop. Yeah, you guys are so good. So hue, and then we had right here EW, so drew. I drew a picture yesterday, means in the past. Excellent. And then U blank E like in cute, and this is just like our sound spelling word, cube. Nicely done. All right, boys and girls, I want to switch gears just a little bit because now we've looked at some of those long vowel spellings, and I want to go down and I want to talk about making those plural nouns. Now, plural, what does plural mean? Plural means that there's more than one, right? Okay, what do we usually add to a word to tell a reader that there's more than one? That's right, we usually add an S, but there are those exceptions and some changes with our spelling. So let's look at a couple of them. These are words that end with the letter Y. So if I have the word play, play ends with Y. We can see them right here, play, key, story, and fly. All right, if my word has a vowel, A, E, I, O, or U, before the Y, then I simply add the S. So the word play becomes plays. So I'm going to go and watch a play, or I'm going to see many plays this summer. When I have the word key, it has a vowel before the Y, I simply go through and I add the S. So I have a key to the house, or I have many keys on my key ring. Let's look over here, because here's where it changes a little bit. When I have a Y at the end of my word and it has a consonant beforehand, like this one has the letter R, I need to go through and I need to change my Y to an I, and I'm going to add ES. So story becomes stories. I'm going to try not to block my R too bad there. So stories. If I have the word fly, which has a consonant before my Y, I need to change my Y to an I and add ES. Now I have many flies that are buzzing around. Do you guys have flies that are at your house right now? I have flies at my house. They bug me. All right, boys and girls, awesome job. Let's go through and do just a quick little practice with some of them because I think it's important that we see it. All right, so looking here, we're going to read the words on each row and circle the word with the long I or the long U sound. All right, so let's go through and do it. And I don't know why they have this little right there. We're going to just scribble that off. Okay, so let's look. Mind, cup, and fill. Which one has the long I or the long U? Do you see it? Good job. I hear you all the way out there from home. Nicely done. Let's look at number 2, looking for the long U or the long I. Up, duck, use. Which one has the long U sound? Yes, right here. See it? U blank E. Good job. Let's do another one. All right. Looks like now we're looking for the long I because I see a lot of I's. What's this word? Let's read it. Pink, pie, and will. Did you hear the long I? Which one was it? That's right. Pie has that I-E. Nicely done. Let's do one more. New, tub, bump. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the long U. Ooh, this one was tricky because remember, new has that long U sound even though there's not a U in there. New. Say it at home. Say it to yourself. New. Ah, good job. And let's do this last one. Ring, dish, and write. Which one has the long I? You guys are so good. IGH says I for right. You are right. Good job. Now, looking here, let's practice some of that spelling. We're looking at the word lady. It says read each singular noun in bold and then circle the correct plural form. Okay, we've got lady. So it has a consonant and then an I. So what did we have to do with our Y? That's right, we have to change it to an I and add ES. Good job. How about pony? That's right. It's got a consonant, then a Y. So what do we need to do? Change it to an I and add ES. You guys are getting so good at this. Okay, here we go. This one's got a vowel. What do we do? Yes, we just add the letter S. All right, I'm gonna let you do berries at home. Excellent job. Okay, boys and girls, I want us to flick right over here. I have a story that uses some of those long U words that we were just reading and going through. So read them with me. This one's called New Tune. The music teacher at Andrew's school, Miss Luce, has been teaching Andrew to play the flute. The first time Andrew blew across the holes in his flute, nothing happened. But with a few more tries, Andrew made music. Today, Andrew plays the flute very well. Miss Luce wants Andrew to play his flute in the Flag Day Parade in June. So Andrew has to learn to play a new tune. Andrew plays his flute at home every night. He plays the tune over and over. His brother Luke exclaims, "Too much tune!" On Flag Day, Andrew spies Luke watching the parade. Andrew knew he would be there. Luke has a huge grin on his face. Luke yells to Andrew, "Great tune!" Do you have a brother or a sister who really supports you? That's awesome. Okay, boys and girls, I just want to finish out just a couple of things. Let's look real quick. Do you see some of those long I and long U? Let's look. Ah, right here, music. That was one of our words today. Nicely done. Even in the word Andrew, do you see it? Right there. And Miss Luce, right there. And flute. Oh my goodness. Do you see all of those words? I bet you do. All right, boys and girls, we've had a fantastic day today looking at those long I and long U. And then those plural words where we're changing the Y to I and adding ES. I want you to look for them today in your reading. I can't wait to see you back here tomorrow on PBS. Have a great evening and I will see you then. Bye-bye.
Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good.